a king is under attack with a piece, with an opponent piece, then it is known as check. Okay. How we can, so yesterday we have talked about notations, right? So what is the symbol for check? Very good. Okay, Tanishka, very good. The symbol for check is plus sign. Okay, I'll just write it here, plus. This is the symbol for check. Or let me just write here. Check. This one. Okay. So are you able to see my board? If you are able to see my board, then yes, okay. Then tell me, how can white deliver check in this position? Yes, very good. So very good, Nishara and Tanishka. Rook h7 is a check here. Is there anything, any other piece who can give check? Like in one move? No. Very good. So only this rook can deliver check in one move by placing it on h7. Right? This is, I guess this is known to all of you, and this is really very easy. Yes. So now tell me, how can white deliver a check in this position? Anyone? Yes. Okay, there are a lot of ways to give check, right? A lot of ways. You have to tell me each and every square name through which we can deliver check to the opponent king. Yes, any king move. Very good, Tanishka. Yasir said a5. a5 is the square. Nishara said queen d2 is the square. Okay, any more? King a3 is a check, right? There are more squares from which we can give check to our opponent's king. Queen a5 is done. Yes, correct. See the whole board. You have to keep this chessboard in your mind and think every possibility. Okay. So yesterday we also talked about how queen moves. Queen can move diagonally and in rank and in files. So she can deliver check from files, from ranks, and even from the diagonals. Okay, so you have to see each and every possibility. Yeah, okay, yes, sir. D2 is the square. Okay, Nishara, queen G2. Yes, of course. Very good. Sam, okay, Sam said G2 and D2, correct. Queen A8, very good, Tanishka. Okay, so also there is, if we place our king on a different square rather than on this B3, then it's a check. Yeah, very good. So we are going to count the total number of checks. How can we give checks? So first is queen D2, which is correct. Okay. Sam, B2 is not there. B2 what? King or queen? If king is on, if we place king on B2, then it's a check. But if we place queen on B2, it's not a check. So you have to mention if you which piece you are moving. So yes, king, correct. If king b2, then it's a check, right? So queen d2 is a check, as you all said. Queen a5 is a check, and queen a8 is a check. Also queen g2 is a check. Like this queen can move to these squares and deliver check. Okay, these are four moves, right? There are three more moves. Like not three exactly, but see, my king can move to how many squares? Can anybody tell me how many square this king can move? Yeah, Tanishka, it is making a triangle shape. 6. Nishara said 6. Anyone? Any other answer? Okay, let us count that. See, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So Nishara is correct. There are 6 square on which white king can move. Okay, can you tell me, can anyone tell me, can I place this king here on this green square or c4 square? Yes or no? c4, no. Tanishka said no. So your answer is correct. King cannot come closer to another king, so we cannot place white king on c4. So this is not the considerable square for this king. Okay, but those squares which I have highlighted by yellow color, like this a3, a4, b4, b2, c2, and c3, king can move on either of these square. Okay, so suppose if I move this king to c2 or any square, then it's again a check from queen a2. Queen is on a2, and she's delivering check from there, right? Okay, so this is the concept of check. And also there is a very I could say a small difference between a check and a checkmate. Can anybody tell me what is that difference? Okay, can anybody tell me what is any one difference between check and checkmate, if you guys know? Yes, anyone? Tanishka, Nishara, Yasir, Sam, anyone? Okay, let me continue. See, okay, Nishara said checkmate is opponent king cannot move or covered by any piece. Yes. Tanishka said check, we can save king. Very good, very good. So in check, we can save our king. Okay, by how many? Like there are mostly 3 types to save the king. Yeah, in checkmate, there is no legal move left. Perfect. So there are 3. We can save our king from check in 3 ways. What are those? First, if we have a possible place for the king to place there, suppose I have given this king a check. Okay, this is a check. Okay, so king, this black king has many squares to move. Okay, like he can move to d6, c6, c5, and on e5 and on e4, right? These 5 squares are available for this king to move. So first way to save our king from check is to move the king. Okay, first is what? To move the king. Okay, suppose if I place just Give me a moment. Okay. Suppose if there is any other piece who can come between the checking piece and the king. That's how we can again save our king. So if I can if I show you that thing, let me just arrange a position. Okay, so here I have just placed a rook on g4. Is it visible? Okay, so I just placed this rook. Okay, this king is very far, I guess. I mean very close. I should place it somewhere here. Oh, just a moment. Okay, now see, I have just placed a rook on g4. So first thing, what we can do, we can move our king to save it, right? This is the first thing we can do to save our king from the check. Another thing is what? Is there another thing by which we can save our king? Exactly, Nishara, rook to c4. If we have a piece who can come between the checking piece and the king, we can place it, and that's how we can save our king from it. Okay, so here rook c4 is the correct answer, I could say, because it is also saving the king from the check. Okay, Sandra, no issues. You're not that late. Okay, we are just talking about check. So check can be saved. We can save our king from check by three ways. First is to move our king on a different place, or another one is to place a piece in between checking piece and the king. Okay, there is one more thing. Suppose, let me arrange another position for you to tell that one also. Oh, just a moment. Okay. Now see, are you able to see my board and the position? Yes, okay, okay. Perfect. Now see, how white can deliver check to black's king. Yes, bishop to d4, bishop to d4. Any other piece who is giving check? Who can give check in one move? No. Okay. So let's see. Bishop to d4 is delivering check to the king. So see, there are three, we can save the king from check in three ways. First, we have enough place to hide. So we can easily move our king to save the check, right? Another thing is we can place any piece between the checking piece, which is this bishop right now, and the king. Okay. And one more thing is there. If we can exchange or capture the checking piece, so we can do that too to save our king from check. Okay, so These are the three ways to save our king from check. First is to move the king. Another is to place any piece between the checking piece and king. And the third one is if we can exchange, if we have that piece to exchange, any piece there to exchange that checking piece, that's how we can save the king. Okay, because check could be saved, but not checkmate. Okay, now see, we have this knight on c6. Okay, and it is eyeing on this square on which this bishop is placed. So to save the check, can we capture that piece? Yes, we can, because knight, yesterday we talked about how knight moves. It makes an L shape, and see the L shape is like this. Okay, so now tell me what is the best way. I have told you three ways to save the king from check. In this position, what is the best way to save the king? Right? So you have three options: either to move the king, to place any piece in between the checking piece and the king, and to capture the checking piece. Perfect. And cross knight cross d4. And cross d4 is the correct answer here. Is the correct move or the correct way to save the king from check. Is that clear to everyone? Or if anyone having any doubt, can ask. Any doubts? Yes or no? So very good. Nishara, Tanishka, Sandra, knight cross d4 is the correct way. Very good. Okay. So this was about check. Now comes checkmate. So we have just talked about checkmate, and I guess Tanishka and Nishara has already told. Just a moment. How to calculate and positional, and Sandra for middle games and the and those positional stuff. We are just covering basics right now, so we cannot add this into this because it will create a lot of confusion. Okay, for even for you and even for me too. Okay, so now you can discuss it like when we have a session on middle games, then you can easily discuss. Okay, now I have a question for you guys. This is a position. So the rook on b8, white's rook on b8 is giving a check. So now can anyone tell me, is it a check or a checkmate? And the black king has no space to move. Nishara said checkmate. Nishara, is it a checkmate? Just see and apply those three ways to save the checkmate. Yes. So Sandra said bishop e8. Yes, exactly. Bishop e8. I have told you we can save the check. We can save our king from check in three ways. First, to move the king. But in this position, we cannot move our king anywhere, right? But yes, we have a piece who can come between. Also, we cannot exchange that checking piece. The rook, we don't have anything to capture the rook. But yes, what we have a piece who can come in between the checking piece and the king. So it's not a checkmate. Yes, exactly. No checkmate. Tanishka is right. Yes, Sandra. Okay, bishop. Okay, Nishara, now you see. See, whenever I give you any position, you have to see each and every piece. Right? You have to see each and every piece on the board. See, board is not that much big. Board is just small, it is very small. Board is not a big, like, you don't have to see here and there. You just have to focus on that particular board who is containing 64, only 64 squares, not more than that. And on that 64 squares we just have some pieces, not all even. Okay, so you have to see each and every piece and what they are doing. So exactly, Sam, you are also correct. Bishop e8 is coming, so it is not a checkmate. It is a simple check. We can save it like this. Though black is losing, but it is just for the example. Okay. Next position. Yeah. Now tell me, is it a checkmate or a check? Correct. Very good, Sandra. Nishara, correct this time. Tanishka, very good. You're also correct. So this time it is a checkmate because we cannot capture the checking piece. Can we? Yes. Yes, Sam. Correct. Yeah. No, we cannot capture the checking piece. Okay. Is there any space to place any piece in between checking piece or king? So there is no any space. Yes. They are very near, very close, like just beside each other. Also, white is not having any piece, so that is not an option for us. Also, is there any way for the king to save, to move? Again, no. Very good, Tanishka and Nishara, very good. So just because we have this much board, we don't have any IJKLM and OPQRST files, neither we have any rank left for this king, so we cannot save. So this is a checkmate. Checkmate is like game over. Okay, so who lost this game? White or black? White. Yes, Sandra, correct. White lost the game. Yes, Tanishka, white lost the game, correct. So this is basically a checkmate. And in previous position, this was not a checkmate. Okay, now this. Okay, checkmate in one. Can you guys do? Let me see who can do this. Tanishka said bishop to e4. Okay. Sandra said bishop to e4. Nishara said bishop to e4. Very good. Very good. Very good. So, correct. Bishop to e4 is a checkmate. And why it is a checkmate? Because either of the three ways are not applicable in this. Right? We cannot save our king now. Okay. If in this position black move, then yes. Yes, we are also covering stalemate also. No issues. Okay, now tell me what's happening in this position if it is black to move. Yes. Very good. Very good. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. So Sandra, Tanishka, Sam, it's not E file. Just see rook is on D file. Okay. So Nishara is correct. Tanishka, okay. Sandra, okay. Yes, correct. Now Sam is correct. Rook D1 is a, okay, check or a checkmate. Check or checkmate. Rook D1 is the correct move, but is it a checkmate or a check? Nishara correct. Sam is correct. It is a checkmate because king cannot move. Yes, for sure, Sandra. No worries. Okay, so king Does this king have any move, any place to go? No. Very good, Nishara. So this king is not having any place to go. So it is simply a checkmate. Okay. Okay, now this. Tell me if you can find what is happening in this position. Just tell me. White to move. It is white to move. Very well done. Very well done, Sandra, Nishara. Yes. Yes, Tanishka. White can mate, but how? Just write the move. Very good. Very good. So, Nishara, Sandra, Tanishka, you all are correct. White can mate in this position, but how? By placing the queen on f7. Okay, so suppose if I arrange, it is a kind of, it is, I could say, a scholar's mate. Like if I arrange all the pieces and suppose a few pieces are developed, and mainly this bishop and this queen, so this checkmate is known as scholar's mate. I guess you people are knowing that. Very good, Nishara. Okay. Now, okay. So this is yeah. Okay. Yes, Sandra, I'm coming to Scholars Mate as well. No worries. But just tell me what's happening in this position. This is black to move. Let me flip the board. Very good. Queen h4. Is it a check or a checkmate? Tanishka, very good. Nishara, just check it once. Check it once. Try to apply all those three ways I have told you. Is there any place for king to move? Is there any piece who can come in between? Or is there any piece who can exchange that checking piece? Just check this. If you find anyone, and then tell me. Okay, Sandra, yes, correct. So, see, queen h4 is the correct move, and it is not just a check, it is a checkmate because king is not having any space, first of all. The second thing is there is no any piece who can come in between, right? No any piece. So the funny thing is this bishop, this knight, and this rook cannot save its king, right? They are just sitting beside the king, but they cannot do anything. They are so helpless in this position, right? So no one is coming in between. Yes, Sandra, I'm coming to that. No worries. Okay. So before this, let me show you what is a scholar's mate. Okay. Okay. So are you able to see the initial position? Okay, perfect. So, okay, you all know how we can arrange the chessboard like this? Yes or no? Or if anyone is having doubt, can ask. Yes, very good. If you know, very good. Okay, so I'm sorry, just a moment. Yeah. Okay. Mate called queen h4 checkmate. It is actually a fool's mate. Okay. Okay, if someone is fool, fool in the sense he don't know that those about those pieces, about the moves of those pieces like bishop, knight, and rook, and he's like playing such silly moves like this. Just a moment. Okay, so he's just moving. I am sorry, not this. Like suppose white has played this, a weak move, or I could say a silly move, and then it is even more silly move. So it is a kind of like only fools can do this, not us, right? And it is a direct checkmate here, right? This is actually exploiting uh, the basic rules of opening. We have to develop pieces, not the pawn, and that too on the king side. Okay, we have to save our king, and he's just opening the king in the first. So we can say it like we can say it is a fool's mate, right? About a scholar's mate, let me show you. A scholar's mate is like this. Suppose white just developed this bishop. Okay, and this, what is the task of this bishop? This bishop is eyeing on this f7 square, which is very weak. Why it is weak? Because it is only be protected by the king. Okay, and once uh, the king is exposed, then it is very fatal. Okay, so this bishop, suppose black develops the knight, because he has to develop something. So suppose he developed the knight, and now comes this move, which is queen to f3. Queen to f3, or some people play queen to h5 also. The idea is same. The queen and the bishop, see, both the pieces are eyeing on the same square, which is the weakest, right? This is the weakest square, and the weakest piece is placing on the weakest square. So now, if black made a mistake here, made a silly mistake, and suppose he plays something like this, knight to d4, and might thought that black just attacking this queen as well as this pawn. Okay, black is thinking, wow, I'm attacking this queen and attacking this pawn, and I'll be gaining some advantage. But no, can you see? Can you see what is happening? Can anyone tell me the next move? Anyone? Yes, Nashara, correct. So actually, white's plan is something else that black didn't get, right? The plan of white was to give this check, but it's not even a check. It's a checkmate. Okay, yeah, Balbir, it's not black to move here, it's white to move. Black just made a mistake and thinking that he is attacking the queen as well as the c2 pawn. But no, there is something else in white's mind, which is to capture this f7 pawn, and it's not a check, it's a checkmate, right? So this kind of checkmate, which we can deliver through queen, with this queen, and this queen is supported by this bishop. So we can say this checkmate pattern is scholar's mate. We can say it scholar's mate. I'll write it so you guys can note it down or remember it. Scholar's mate. Okay. Is it visible? Okay, perfect. Okay. Now, okay, Nishara, okay, Sandra, very good. So I guess now you understand what is scholars mate? Yes or no? Okay, perfect. So this was the scholar's mate. Now, okay, we were on the topic of checkmate. So let me move back to there. So I guess check and checkmate is clear to all of you. If yes, then type yes. All of you. Okay, Nishara. Okay, Sandra. Okay, Sam. Okay, so I have a small exercise for you all. This is white to move, just do it. What is happening? Just do it. White to move. Very good, Sandra. Very good, Balbir. Very good, Nishara. Okay. Yes, it is really easy. It is just for like we just have learned about checkmate topics. So I have to give this thing to you because many of the students or many of the chess players in beginning, they usually do this kind of mistake. They don't see the whole board, what is happening, and they just move whatever they want. But we have to move, but our move has some purpose. Okay, so queen f8, it is a direct checkmate. Okay, so let's move on to another topic, which is a stalemate. Okay, someone told me about like in a position, I guess there was a stalemate kind of thing happening. Just a moment. Yeah, so okay, this was the position, right? Okay, suppose it is black to move. What now? What is happening if it is black to move, and I say, okay, Sandra, Sam, Nishara, all of you, tell me what you are going to move if you're black and it's your move. Okay, so with black to move, this is a stalemate, and the spelling for this, I'm writing it down so that you cannot be stalemate, or just direct a stalemate, you can write. Okay, a stalemate, the exact meaning of this stalemate is deadlock. You know what is deadlock, right? So stalemate is a kind of thing in which we don't have any legal move. Also, we don't we don't have any legal move for our king, and we have nothing to move. Also, we don't have any check. Okay, there is no any check delivered on that black king. Also, the black king is not having any space to move, neither has any piece to move, right? So this kind of position when occur, it is usually denoted as or known as stalemate. Okay, is that clear, or is there any doubt in this? Okay, so I'm going to give you a position, and you just have to find, is it a check, checkmate, or a stalemate? Okay, it's, I guess it will be very easy for you guys to know, but I just want to know how many of you can answer me correct. If it is 100%, I'm very happy. Yeah. Okay, stalemate is a draw. Yes, very good. It is a nice question. A stalemate is draw. When suppose if a stalemate occurs, then both the players are getting half of points. Okay, so let me arrange a position which is very very common. Many beginners do this kind of mistake, and they got this position. Okay, are you able to see my chessboard and the position? Okay, correct, Nishara. Nishara is correct. And this is this a check? Yeah, Sandra, this is draw. And many beginners do this mistake, this kind of mistake. While checkmating the king with the queen, they reach this position a lot of times and end up the game with a draw, end up taking half points. When they can get the full point, they receive only half through this is a mistake. Okay, so if you are getting this kind of position, okay, just keep this position in your head, in your mind, and never let this position happens on your board whenever you play your game. Okay, so now this was a stalemate. Okay, any doubt between stalemate, checkmate, or check? Can ask if anyone having any doubt. Okay, Sandra. Okay, Nishara. Okay, perfect. So another topic of our is castling. Castling. What do you know about castling? Anyone? In time trouble, you can, yes, Balbi, this is a nice question, but I would suggest you to do practice only, because this kind of things can be avoided by only just doing practice daily. Okay, that's how you can overcome this this pressure of time. Yes, Sandra. Okay, I'm asking about a small definition. This is the symbol. You have just given me the symbol. Can anyone tell me what is castling? Yeah, we can say we are making our king safe. Okay. So basically, castling is a move in which castling is the only special move in which we are moving two pieces at a time. Have you ever seen any chess player who is moving two pieces in one move? Yeah. Only in castle we can do that. And like we can only in castle, apart from this, we cannot move two pieces together. Okay, Balbir said castling means when we have rook and king, where no piece involved, we can castle both the side. Okay, very good. So okay, so this is the position. Okay, see the position on the board. It is a special kind of move in which we can save our king. We can move our king, not just okay. Yesterday we talked about how king moves. King can move in every direction, but in only one square. But whenever there is a castling, our king can move two squares. Only in castling. First of all, another thing is we can move two pieces in one move at a time. Like we are moving our king as well as our rook. Okay. One important thing I want to show you, in a chessboard, there are four sides, not just two, there are four sides. Okay. So just see, I'm just highlighting those sides. You just have to remember, you just have to keep those in mind. First is king side, another side is queen side. I guess this thing you already know. See, this is your king side, because from the on the e file your king is placed on the e file, like both the kings are on the e file. So with e f g h, we if we move towards right from e, then this whole side is, we can say this part of the chessboard is belongs to the king side. That's why we call it king side. Also, we know on d file, who plays on the d file? Queens. Okay, there are queens. White's queen on the d1 and black's queen on the d8. So we can say that this is what? Whose side? Tell me quickly. Tell me quickly. Whose side? This highlighted region. Very good. Very good, Nishara. Very good, Sandra. This is queen side. Very good, Sam. Queen side. Just check your spelling. I guess you have mistaken by mistake. Okay. So this is queen side and this is king side. Two more sides of a chessboard is like this. So first I'm gonna show you this side. What we call this? This side. This is white's territory, not light. This is white's territory. And this is whose territory? Black's territory. Okay. Or white's kingdom or black's kingdom or territory. Whatever you want to say. White side, black side, territory, kingdom, whatever. But just keep those things in your mind. Queen side, king side. Okay. So back to our topic, which is castle. So castle are of two types. First is queen side, another is king side. So now you know what is king side and what is queen side. So you can easily do castle. So if I'm saying that king side castle, so what does it mean? King side castle means we have to castle this side. I mean, not this side. Okay. So as I said, king, we are going to castle on the king side, and I have told you like king can move 2 squares whenever there is a chance to castle. So king will move even to g1, right? And this rook will come to f1, from h1 to f1. Okay. So this is also denoted, this is also known as short castle. Short castle. Okay. Now if I'm saying about long castle or queen side castle. Queen side castle is also known as long castle or long side castle. So whenever we have to do long castle, and as I had, yes, okay, yeah, sir, you're no, not d1. Okay, you're telling me about queen side. Yes, so rook will come to d1, and this king will again, if I'm if I'm telling you about queen side, then again king can move only 2 square, not 3. Some people do like this, like they move their king to this, but that's not correct. I should make it red. That's not correct. Okay. And so I told you like in castle, king can only move 2 squares. So yes, we have to place our king. Yes, correct. Yes, sir. We have to place our king on c1, and at the same time we are going to place our rook on just beside the king, d1. We are just bringing our rook in the center. Okay, so that's how we can castle. So suppose this is not the move. This is the castling. Which castling is this? Short, long. King side or queen side? Yes, short castle. Very good. And if I castle black king there, so this is a which castle? Long or queen side. So why we call it short or long? Because you can see how many squares in the short castling. There are only one square left, and in long castle we have more space for the king. So that's why we call it short or long, right? Okay, so Balbir was asking something like, in this position white castle long, it means black cannot castle long side, right? Yeah, actually, see, I'm gonna tell you the exact rules, like when can we castle and when we cannot. Okay, so first of all, okay, so the first rule is king and the rook may not have moved from their own places, right? First thing is that, suppose if someone gave you check and you just move your king away from that e square, even square, then you are not able to do castling in future, like your king is not eligible for that. Okay, rook and king should be on their initial positions. Yes, correct, Balvi. They should be, they must be on their initial position if they want to castle. Okay, another thing is all spaces between the rook and the king. All spaces, what I meant by all spaces, like this. See, if there is a bishop, then we cannot castle. Suppose if there is queen, we cannot castle long side. Okay, so all the space like this F or G, for the short castle, this F or G square must be empty. Okay, in the long castle, these three square BCD square must be empty. Okay, and similarly for black, the same rules are made for black. Okay, rules are made for both the sides. Similar rules. Okay, there is no any special rules for anyone. Okay, another thing is, suppose if I place, okay, king should not be under attack. The king who is willing to castle should not be under attack. Okay, so some people thought, if suppose if bishop gives check from b4, suppose, okay, just think, a bishop is there who is giving check to this king. Can you castle at the same time? Can you castle on this moment? No, exactly, Balbir. Yes, very good, Sandra. We cannot castle if my king is under attack. I cannot castle. Okay, also if I move my king somewhere else, so now, and somewhere else I move my king, and after some moves my king goes back to that place. Okay, if my king goes back to that place again on e1, right? So now the king is on its initial place, yes, but this king has moved once, so this king is not eligible for castling. Yes. Okay, this point is clear. If the pieces, even suppose your rook comes to, suppose you place your rook to d1 and some move from the black side, any move, and then you take your rook to the initial position again. Now in this position, because your a1 rook has moved once, so you are not eligible for the long castle, but you can do short castle because your king didn't move yet. Okay, okay, next point, next eligibility. criteria for the castle is, suppose white has done this long castle. Okay. Yeah, artificial castle is like you have just place your rook on d1, and then you are bringing your king from E to D to C. This is an artificial, but it takes time. It takes your, when many tempos. You will lose many tempos. But yeah, it depends on position. If your position is like that, you have to do artificial castle, you can do. But for basics, you just have to keep this thing on your mind, which I'm telling you right now. So Balbir said also no enemy attack in between castle. Yes, exactly. This rule is also there. So suppose white king has castled. Now see, this rook is covering this file. There is nothing between this on this d file. So Sandra, yesterday you were asking me about the open file. This is an open file. Suppose if something is there on d file, then this is not the open file, but this is empty. The d file is empty, only this rook is ruling over there on this open d file. Okay, so see, the reach of this d square rook is up to this 8th rank. Okay, and for this black king to castle on the queen side, this king has to jump over this d file. But as you know, only knight can jump, not king. So king cannot castle on the queen side here, because the square which is coming between this castling is captured by this rook on d, right? So whenever any square which is under attack, okay, half open file is half open is different. It will come in middle games only. Okay, right now you just focus on the basics. Okay, so for this, when so this rook is covering this whole d file, and yeah, I'm going to tell you that too. So this black king cannot castle. Okay, why do we castle? Yes, we castle just to save our king, and it totally depends on the position. Okay, it totally depends, but most of the times we have to castle just to take our rook in the center. Okay, rooks in the center can play better, okay. Also your king is in corner, so it is really tough for your opponent to make attack, though he can make attack, but you can save it too. So just for the safety of the king, we usually do castling. Okay, that's why this rule is there. Is that clear to you? Okay, perfect. Okay, now so rules for the okay, eligibility criteria for the castling is clear. If you have any doubt, you can ask me. If yes, if it is clear, then we'll proceed to our next topic. Okay, Nishara. Okay, Balbir. Okay, so we are now moving to our next concept or next topic, which is, okay, rule of promotion. I guess we have talked about it yesterday. Like when a pawn reaches to the last square. No, there is no. We cannot do illegal castle in tournaments. That is illegal. It will count in illegal. Okay. So right now, yesterday we have already talked about promotion, pawn promotion. How, like, if your pawn goes to the last square, we can make it anything like queen, rook, bishop, or knight, except king or the pawn. Okay, n%. Okay, there is another interesting concept which is known as n%. But before that, let me tell you one thing. Let me write something so that you can keep those notes or maybe those things in your mind. So I told you about short castle, short castle, right? Short castle is what? King side castle. And at the same time, if we are talking about long castle are what? Queen side castle. Okay, this is clear. If yes, just say, if it is clear, just say yes, or any doubt, you can write your question. Okay, Nishara, Sandra. Perfect. Okay, now we have another interesting topic, which is known as n% rule. Now, do anyone know about it? Anyone? See, Orbiter already know what is castling and what are the rules. So you don't have to explain. If you have write your notations, you just show that to him, to the arbiter who is present, and he also he will get the things. Okay, Balbir, this is really good if you know n%. So I'll take a position. I'll arrange a position like this. So see, suppose n% is a spatial quality of pawns. Like n% rule, let me write it so that you can remember. N% rule. Okay. If you're not able to hear me correctly, so I'll write those spellings so that you can know. N% rule. Okay. In passing. Yes, exactly. We just pass. I'll show you. No worries. Okay. So we know the rule that pawn can move straight but can capture the enemy diagonally. Right? We all know about it. Yes or no? Yes. Very good. So this is a rule. I'm gonna show you. Suppose I'm just moving random move. Suppose white's pawn has reached to the 5th rank. Okay. Okay. So you all know that the pawn on initial position have choice to move 2 squares or 1 squares, right? So suppose if black moves this pawn to 1 square, so white can easily grab it, white can easily take it. Yes. Yes, very good. But what if this pawn use its this pawn uses its spatial move, that is he decides to move 2 square instead of 1. So now what we can do? Exactly, he captures d5. Okay, so see, this pawn was already having its gun like he's actually holding a gun both the sides, like this or this diagonally he's holding his guns. So if suppose if this pawn comes to this place, I mean this diagonal, so this pawn can easily capture this pawn, right? but but this pawn thinks, okay, he's having he's this white pawn is eyeing on that d6 square, so I should not go to this square, instead I'll jump like a knight. He thought he can jump like a knight. Okay, but no, because This pawn has already pointed his gun over there on this d6 square. So he has the capability, or I can say an spatial move generated for this pawn automatically, which is known as n% rule. So at this position, he can also capture this pawn like this. Okay, diagonally. See, this pawn is not exploiting any rule. He's just capturing on that square only, on which he is pointing the gun. Okay, but see, this pawn has made like he was thinking like he can like move, he can jump from that square, but no, there is a spatial quality of pawns that they can even capture it. But this is applicable only in this move. If you have not captured it yet, or suppose you played this d4, now you cannot capture this pawn. Now it's gone. Okay, if you haven't moved anything yet, you have this spatial move which is known as n%. But if you have moved anything, and suppose black has moved anything, now you cannot take. Now it's an illegal move. It is legal only on that particular move. When the black made that move, just then you have the choice either to take or to leave. Only one time. Yes, only one. See, one time, I mean, if this pawn has moved, now you cannot capture this pawn with this. Your from e pawn, you cannot take this d5 pawn now, because you have already moved that d4 pawn. Suppose instead of this e6, suppose, let's just suppose if black again play this. Okay, black again play this move. Now you can capture this pawn this way, like this pawn, like you can capture, and you can apply this n% rule for this f pawn, but not for this d pawn. Okay, so it can be happen not only one time, 2 times, 3 times, but you know the rule exactly. Yes, it is not compulsory. It totally depends on the position. But just you have to be aware of it, that this rule is also existing. Okay, so this n% rule is also existing. Some player thought that this is an illegal move. This is not an illegal move. If black has just moved. Yeah, Sandra, you can ask anything related to the topic. So n% is like this. Okay, any doubt in this rule? And for black, it is exactly same. Suppose white has moved something like this, maybe e6. He's not interested in doing n%, and black has moved this. Now tell me, if I play g4, can this f pawn take my g4 or not? Yes or no? Oh, sorry, not this. This. Yes, Balvi. Anybody else? Sandra, Nishara? Yes, very good, Nishara. And Sam, and there are a lot of students. Anyone? Oh, see, it's not see, Orbiter already knew these things. Already know these things. N%, castle. So Orbiter allowing, he is not actually allowing illegal n%. Might be you have mistaken. You just check your notation once, then you'll get to know. Okay. So this was this was all about n%. For also, I would mention one thing more. N% rule is applicable for white from this fifth rank. If white pawn on fifth rank, any of the white pawn on fifth rank, and black pawns are on initial position, and if they move 2 squares, then only n% rule can happen. Okay, and that too if the pawn, suppose if black plays this pawn on g5, so it is not going to be captured like this. Only f or d pawn could be there for e pawn. Now for white, n% rule is applicable from fifth rank, and for black, the n% rule is applicable from this fourth rank. Okay, black pawn must be on fourth rank, and white have moved 2 squares. So that's how n% rule is going to be applied. Okay, is that clear to everyone? If yes, then text me yes, or if any doubt, text me the question. Okay, okay, very nice, very nice. Now we have another topic to cover. Okay, how many of you know how to mate a king with a single queen with the help of its king? Yes, Sandra, you can ask. Okay, so this is the position. Very good, Balbir. If you know the technique, how to mate the king, if you know, that is very good. We are just going to do that. I know, yes, very good. If you know, but let me again describe this mate to you all, so that if there is any doubt, it will be clear. Okay. So mating with the queen, it is like we already know that queen can cover rank, files, and diagonals. So whenever we place our queen to any of the square, we just have to see what files or what diagonal or what rank near the opponent kings the queen is capturing, the queen is covering. We have to clear this thing in our mind, so that so we'll avoid that stalemate kind of position. Okay, so now if we can see what is happening here on the board, see, this queen is covering these squares, right? Okay, for online, it is actually very tough to understand, but just the notation. So I'll suggest you not to connect OTB, just direct play on the board, on your screen, directly from your laptop or mobile. Don't use OTB in the tournaments, because it will very complicated. Okay, suppose if we only touch the piece and we just didn't move that, suppose we place that piece on any square and then we don't want that piece to move, but because it is your OTB, okay, sorry, I mean OTB, okay, I'm just getting it another way. Allowing illegal, it would not be illegal, I guess. The best way to tell them is your notations. In chess, we can only talk through notations. If you want anyone to know what is actually happened in your game, we only have notations and nothing. So might be he doesn't see well properly that game, or you can I will suggest you to check your game once. If it is illegal, then it is a mistake, or if it is not, then you will find it. Okay. because I don't know your game, what you have played, so I cannot say like this, like if it is. So and if you want to tell them like what is ampersand or what is castling, then just remember all the rules I have told you. Okay. Yes. So for now we are just covering our topics today because we have less time. Okay, so just focus on the board. So we already know that queen is covering the file, the ranks and the diagonals, right? So we have to take care of these things. We must not make any stalemate kind of position. So first of all, we will drag this opponent or enemy's king to the corner of the board, to the edge of the board. That's how we can mate it. In the center we cannot mate with the king and the queen. Okay, so this is white to move. So suppose white has moved this. So we are going to place our queen in such a way that we are just covering more and more squares and leaving very less squares for the king. Okay. I'm sorry, not this. Okay, so are you able to see this? We are just our first task is to drag the opponent king to the corner of the board, and then just left only 2 or 3 square for the king, and then we will bring our king near to the opponent king, and with the support of our king will be delivering checkmate. Okay, now suppose this king moved to this place, we'll again cover more squares and leaving very less squares for the king. Okay, now suppose this king went to this goes to this h8 square. Okay, so what if I place my queen here? It's a draw. Very good. It's a stalemate. So avoid this thing. Don't do such things. You just place your king here so that this king will be having these 2 squares to move here and there. And meanwhile you can take your king near to the opponent's king. Okay, like this. And now tell me the answer. Tell me the last move. Yes, exactly. Queen h7, queen g7, queen f8, queen e8, queen d8. From we can checkmate from any of these square. Okay, so what we have to do first, we have to drag the opponent's king to the corner with the help of our queen. We are not including king. Okay, when the king is already reached to the corner, we'll just leave only 2 or 3 squares for that king, and then we'll start to move our king near to the opponent king, and with the help of our king we'll going to deliver the checkmate. Okay, and we also avoid this position I showed you, not e7, this kind of position, even this too. Okay, these all are stalemate. Also, I have shown you that suppose if you start to take in this position, if you start to take your king, it is not actually a bad move, but in such type of cases, many of the beginners, many of the beginners can do this kind of mistake. This is a stalemate. Okay, just keep those things in your mind. Okay, perfect. Or even suppose if it is on center, suppose if the if it is on center. Let me arrange that. I'm just arranging. Don't think I'm moving. I'm just arranging this stuff. So yes. So like this check here, and this kind of thing, this kind of position is also a stalemate. A stalemate. Okay. So always remember these three type of position, and there are many. There are a lot of position that can occur, which is stalemate. But avoid these, because you know what is a stalemate, so you can easily avoid this thing. Okay. With two rooks, I guess everyone is knowing how to checkmate the king with two rooks. Yes or no? Everybody, tell me. Very easy. Yes, it's very easy. Still, okay. Can anyone tell me another names for it? What we can say when we are giving checkmate with two rooks? What is the name of this checkmate? So just because it is very easy, I'm not going to take a lot of our time. We have to cover many things. So just we can see that we are just, yeah, we are just going to see the checkmate, how we can deliver it. This is a checkmate, like a staircase, like a bicycle, like a ladder. So we can say it ladder, bicycle, staircase, everything, anything like this. We are just jumping, we are just moving like, we are just moving alternate rooks to deliver the checkmate. We are just closing the files, closing the ranks. I mean, we are just closing the ranks for the king, and then when it is in the corner, when it reaches the corner of the board, we just deliver the checkmate, right? So with two rooks, I guess it is really very easy. So you can even do at your homes by arranging it. Okay. Now I have something really important, really very important for you guys. Okay. So see this thing. What is the move? Tell me fast. Rook e8, right? Rook e8, very good. Very good, Nisha. Very good, Sandra. Very good, Balbi. Rook e8. This is a very simple checkmating pattern. We are now talking about the checkmating pattern. Why we have to know this thing? Because whenever it appears on the board, when we are playing a game in a tournament, or maybe with our friends, or maybe with anyone, if we found such kind of pattern, we can easily approach such positions. That's why, suppose you smoother mate is very well known mating pattern. Every one of you, I think, knows, right? So this is the checkmating pattern. The name of this checkmating pattern is exactly, yes, Balbi, this is a back rank mate. Let me write BACK, back rank mate. Okay, this is a back rank mate because it is in the back and it is on the 8th rank. So for the white, if there would be a rook, so to give the check, so it would be a checkmate for white too. Suppose if white rook is not there, but black is having rook, so it will be on first rank. So this is known as back rank mate. So with this, I have one exercise for you. Just do it as quickly as possible. Just do it as quickly as possible. This position is based on back rank mate. Just do it. Very good, Balbi. First move is anyone. Yeah, correct, Sandra. Either way is fine. You know, either queen captures e8 or rook captures e8. Same. Very good. So, so the whole procedure is like this: check, check, and checkmate. This is what? back rank mate. Okay, so always remember this. Now coming to the next position, which is this. Tell me the move quickly, everyone. Rook e8. Very good, Sandra. Rook e8. Yes, Balbir. Very good. Rook e8. Anyone? So, Rook e8 is a checkmate. And the name of this checkmating pattern is hook mate. You know what is hook? Anyone? You know what is hook? Hook is a thing on which we can place it on our walls, and we used to hang our clothes or maybe hang our bags on it. Hook, you know? Yes or no? So this is a kind of hooks mate. So here the hook is our knight. Suppose the knight is our hook, okay, and rook is the thing which we are hanging. Okay, it is a kind of hooks mate. So I just remember it like this. So this is another checkmating pattern. You guys must know about it. When knight is there, this pawn is holding this this square. This knight is holding this square, and this rook is delivering check to this king, and it is dead. Okay, so this is hook's mate. Just see the position, just remember the position and do this quickly. Do this. This is what hook's mate. Very good, Sandra. Correct. Anyone? Yeah, rook cross e8. So it is very simple. Rook cross e8. Black is having only one move. Yes, very correct, Balbir. Rook cross e8. And then which mate is this? Hook's mate. The pattern is like this. So it can be appear on board on any rank on or any file. Okay, but just know the pattern. The pawn, the knight, and the rook can deliver checkmate like this. Okay, so next is this. Tell me the answer quickly. Very good. Rook, Sandra, it's not h4. Just see the file name. It's h5. Very good. Very good. Nishara, you're back, I guess. Yes, very good. Rook h5 is a checkmate. And this pattern, this checkmating pattern is known as Anastasia's mate. Okay, let me write the spelling. Anastasia's mate. Okay, this is Anastasia's mate. And it can be delivered by it is delivered by a rook with the help of a knight and a rook. Always remember, but the position is like this. See, knight is covering these two squares, okay, and rook is delivering the checkmate, and knight is holding these two squares, and one familiar piece is there who is blocking the way. Okay, okay, that mate is another. Let me cover these mates first. These are very basics, and these mates must be known to everyone because this kind of position frequently occurring on the board. That's why I'm just letting you know such mates. Okay, so do this quickly. Do this quickly. This is a position. Very good, Sandra. Nishara, just remember we have to focus on doing Anastasia kind of. We have to move in such a way so that we can get that Anastasia's position. Very good, Balbir. Very just check once. Queen captures h8 is not there. You have mistaken. You have just made a mistake in your notation. Rest, it is correct. Queen cross h7, check. So now you know it is forced. King captures, and what is happening? Which mate is this? Anastasia's mate. And then again, rook h5 is a checkmate. Okay, is that clear? So there is nothing, there is no any shortcut to know such things. Yeah, sounds like Madison's name, but it is really helpful to keep those patterns in our mind, and memorizing patterns will make your memory even much better. Yeah, you have actually, there is nothing you have to do like meditation. There are many exercises, but for these things you have to keep it in your mind. There is no any shortcut. You just keep practicing chess, you'll your memory will get better. That's why chess is a very brilliant game. Okay, yeah, perfect. Very good, Sandra. Rook cross g7. Very good, Nishara. Rook cross g7. King to h8. Rook captures. Very good, Balbir. And this checkmating pattern with the two rooks is known as blind swine checkmate. So I'm just writing the name. Blind swine. I don't know the meaning, but yeah, this checkmating pattern is known like with this name. Okay, blind swine checkmate. So whenever you get that position, you will easily get to know that this is a blind swine checkmate. Okay, now do this one. This position is very easy. You have just to focus on giving check and deliver checkmate. Okay, very good, Sandra. Anyone? Nishara, very good. First, we are going to give rook g7 check. We cannot take the direct pawn on h7 because whenever we move, we must have a forcing move. If we could make a forcing move, we must do it. Okay, rook g7, king h8. Now what? It is very obvious. Rook captures h7. Now king to g8. Now what? Tell me. Yes, rook b h7, not h. Rook b. Very good. The correct notations I'm getting from Sandra and Balbir. And yes. So rook b rook on the b file is going to deliver the check from g7, and this is a checkmate. And what checkmate pattern is this? Tell me the name of this checkmating pattern. It could be like this. Not hook. It's a blind swine. For hook, we have to see there is a pawn and the rook is from giving check from the behind with the help of this knight. Okay, but there the thing is different, right? We are just delivering the check from these two rooks only. This knight is exceptional here. Okay, so like previously we have seen this position, this check and mate. So this is a blind swine. This next position, check with the rook, is a blind swine. Very good, Sandra. Very good, Balbir. This is a blind swine mate. Always remember such type of patterns. It will help you very much. Okay. Okay. So this is a very well known checkmating pattern. Who is going to tell me? Let me see. Knight f7, correct. Knight f7, checkmate. Nishara, Balbir, Sandra, very, very well done. Knight f7 is a checkmate, but can anyone tell me the name of this pattern? Anyone of you? Very good, Balbir. No issues, Sandra. If you forgot, no issues. You'll get to know here. The name of this famous checkmating pattern is smoother mate. Okay, smoother mate. So I'm gonna write it down for you guys. Smoother mate. Okay. Okay. Smoother mate. Okay, this is a very well-known checkmating pattern, and if I know if any one of you get this kind of checkmating pattern, it is very easy for you to find out, right? So in middle games, it will help a lot because you know how to make that pattern. So the approach is very easy. So this is only smoother mate. If you know Anastasia's mate, blind swine mate, and the hooks mate, if you keep those patterns in your mind, and whenever you got the position similar to that, it is really very helpful to approach in that such kind of positions. Okay, now again this one, you know this pattern, you know this, you know how to checkmate in this position. Just do it, everyone. Balbir, Sandra, Nishara, whosoever are there. Not directly knight f7. See, you'll lose your knight and you cannot do nothing. There is no any. Yes, exactly. Balbir here, Balbir is correct. We are just deflecting the queen. Okay, queen h7, check. Now it is force. This is a force move. Black can only capture it with the queen, not the king. No issues, no issues. It happens sometimes, no issues. But just keep those concepts in your mind. That's what I want from you all. It is really very helpful. Okay. So, no issues, no issues. Okay. Now it is very like it is a force move. Queen has to capture it, and then this is a checkmate. Queen b1 check is possible. No, not possible, because first you have to, you know, save your king. So queen b1 is not an option here for black. Black has to capture, and now it is direct checkmate. So there is no way to save black's king. Okay. So I guess this these are some checkmating pattern. Right now only I'm not going to give you a lot of checkmating pattern to remember. Just these five checkmating patterns are enough for today. Okay, now I have some exercises for you guys. You have to do, and then in the last I'm having something very interesting. I guess you will enjoy that. But before that, I have some positions for you to solve. Okay, this is black to play. Let me flip the board. Okay, this is black to play and win. Just tell me. This is very easy. Mate in one position. Just find the mate and give me the answer as quickly as possible. Yes, Balbir is correct. Any more answers? I want more answers. Even I want answers from all of you. Very good, Sandra. Correct. Anyone? Okay. So in this position, queen h6 is a direct checkmate. Right? This is a checkmate. King cannot, because king cannot hide. King is not having any place to go. neither any piece is coming between the checking piece and the king. Also, the checking piece is not going to be exchanged or captured by anything. So this is checkmate. Next game, next position is there on the board. Again, black to play and deliver a checkmate. Mate in one. Just find the correct continuation. Just find the correct move. Very good, Nishara. Very good, Sandra. Balbir, very good. Bishop b4 is a double check and it's a checkmate. It's a double check, like with the queen and with the bishop. It's a check and king is nothing, no place to hide. Okay. So yes, if it is a check from single queen or single bishop, there are a lot of ways to save our king from that check. But we are getting double check and we cannot save our king from both the pieces at the same time. So it is a checkmate. Okay. Very good. Very good. Now this black to move and deliver a checkmate. Mate in one. Balbir, see the board correctly. Queen g5. The bishop is eyeing on that particular square. And also queen g5, I guess there is no any support. And okay, Balbir, knight a6 is again not coming just because of this bishop. It will capture and this is mate in one. So Sandra, you have given me the correct answer. Now Balbir, you are also correct. d6 is the move. d6. And you know, this is d6. This is I could say, sorry, this is a discovered check because we just moved another piece and our other piece is giving the check, not the one we have just moved. Okay, so this is known as discover check, and this is a checkmate. Yeah, so very good, Sandra. Now the last position, see it clearly and tell me how we can mate this king. Okay, very good, Sandra. Knight to f3. See, in this very good Balbi, knight to f3, double check and checkmate. Though our queen is under attack, but there is a check from knight too. So in this case, white is not going to save its king. Okay. So the first thing is knight is having two squares. Why you guys choose f3? Why not d3? Why not d3? Yes, correct, Sandra. d2 pawn, we have to cover this d2 pawn as well. That's why if we place our knight on d3, king will hide on d2. Okay, so we are just giving check from this f3 square, and now it's checkmate. So nothing is coming in between. King cannot move to anywhere. Knight d3, king, yeah, with knight d3, king have square. Okay, this is perfect. I have something for you. You have to imagine something. Okay, I'm just showing you a simple board. I mean, just the chess board. Okay, are you guys able to see the chessboard? Okay, so I'm gonna write a position. I'm just going to write a position. You guys have to imagine that and just tell me what kind of mate it is. Okay, so for white, see, for white it is king on okay, I'll flip the board later. Okay, let me just flip the board because you know, yeah. from white side. It will be more easy for you guys to. Okay, I'm writing the position white king g1. Okay, black king g8. Okay, black is having rook on f8. Okay, imagine that white is having king and the rook on g7 and another rook on h7. Imagine this position and tell me what checkmating pattern is this. Quickly, everyone. Very good, Sandra. Very good, Nishara. I'm really happy to see you guys imagining that on the board. Very good, Balbir. Yeah, Sandra, it could be easy, but not for everyone. Like for beginners, it is tough. But if you do some little puzzles on just by seeing the board, not the sorry, Tana, I don't understand. Yeah, sure, Sandra. Okay, another position I'm having for you guys. Just imagine and tell me what mate is this. King a1, okay, a2, and pawn on b2. And similarly, black king on g8 like before, but there is a rook on h1. Tell me what checkmating. Very good, Nishara. Very good, Sandra. Yeah, okay, you Sandra, you have just made a spelling mistake. Mate, yes, exactly. So you guys can imagine it even without pieces on the board. So I'm really happy to see. Okay, in the last, I would like to show you a small. Okay, scholar mate is like this. Okay, so see, a scholar mate is like when you have developed your bishop, which is eyeing on that f7, the weak pawn, and suppose, and again you have taken your queen, and these both pieces are eyeing on this. Suppose black mistakenly played anything he wants to play except saving this pawn. Instead of saving this pawn, he played anything, like not, if not this knight, even this pawn. So queen f7 checkmate. This checkmating pattern is known as scholar mate. Okay, this particular game. Okay, so now I'm having a small game for all of you. Okay, so this is a scholar's mate. Just you wrote just, yeah, Tana, that was a scholar mate. You asked me about that particular, so I showed you scholar's mate. Okay, you can even see, like you can see the board right now. This mate is known as a scholar's mate. Okay. That one before, like, okay, the one I have shown, I have just I have just wrote the name of the pieces. That imagination, in that imagination, those mates were blind swing. First one was blind swing because two rooks were delivering the checkmate, and another one was the back rank mate because the king was actually covered with the pawns and with his own army, and then rook was there who is delivering the check, opponent's rook. So that was a back rank mate. Okay, are you guys here? Do let me know. I have a small game for you. Okay, perfect. So this is I'm sorry. Okay. So, I have just arranged. You have to calculate the points of white's army and black's army. And except king has infinite value, so don't count it. But just those about add the values of all the pieces. And I want to know who is going to do it first. Who is better here in calculations? Okay, Balbi said, okay. Very good, Sam. Very good, Balbir. Very good, Sandra. Very good, Balbir. Very good, Nishara. Just check once. Just check it once. It is actually a random position. I just arranged it as a game, a small game for you, just to refresh. We have talked a lot about chess. So I'm just checking who's having a great calculation, mathematical calculations here. Yes. So exactly, Sandra and Balbir and Nishara. White is having, 20 points. Like this is the value of queen is 9. We just have learned it yesterday. This is 9, 9 and 5, 14. And this 3 and 3, 6. So 14 plus 6 is 20. And again, this 9 and 5, 14. And this 3 and 4, 4 points. Then 14 plus 4 is 18. So 18 points for black and 20 points for white. So I just want to know how many of you remember the values of the pieces. So I guess every one of you remembered. Okay, so any doubt you can ask. We just have completed all the topics, and if you have any doubt you can ask. Any of you? Or if there is no doubt, you can simply say no. Or if there is doubt, you can just say yes. Okay, perfect. Okay, checkmate is simply game over. Yasir? Checkmate is the direct game over. Okay, perfect. So all of you, I guess all of you have enjoyed it. Okay. Everyone enjoyed the session or not? So I guess there is a small examination. Yes. Okay. Thank you so much. Thank you so much.
Amazing session. Once again, amazing session and amazing participation from like all the students present here. And so once again, thank you very much for being a wonderful mentor. And for those of you, you will be receiving the exam on your email within 1 hour. For those of you who have attended both the sessions, they only will be receiving. And you can submit the test by tomorrow. Do give the test on the desktop only, as it is a subjective test. Use laptop or desktop. And you got anyone who wants to connect with us, we are available at support@nurture.com. And amazing, once again, a very amazing and enlightening session, Aditi.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much.
And so we'll see you next week, or maybe early, with more such sessions with Coach Aditi. Till then, goodbye. Stay safe. Take care. Keep smiling. Stay happy. Bye-bye.